Okay, next, we have the exponents and radical expressions. So first, dun muna tayo kay exponent. The exponent is a number that gives the power to which a base is raised. For example, we have 5 raised to x or 3 raised to 2. So dito, ang tawag natin kay 5 and 3, yan ay yung ating mga base. While si x and 2, yan yung ating mga exponents. And then we have the loss of exponent. So meron tayong 8. So una, kapag nakakita daw kayo, or sorry, bakit plus ito? So palitan ko lang, this should be product. Edit ko lang saglit. This is yan. So a raised to m times a raised to n, that is equal to a raised to m plus n. So kapag nagmumultiply kayo ng isang term na merong parehas na base, magkaibang exponent, so just copy the base and then add the exponents. So ito, ang tawag natin dyan, yan yung ating product rule. So this is our product rule. Ito naman, so yan ay quotient rule. So a raised to m divided by a raised to n equal siya kay a with exponent na pinag-subtract lang. And then next naman, ito yung tinatawag nating power rule. So for power rule, a raised to m tapos i-raise mo ulit ng n. So hindi na ipag-add yung exponent, no? Ang gagawin natin dito ay ipag-multiply. So basta tandaan, yung plus ay applicable lang kapag parehas na merong base yung dalawang exponent natin. Dito kasi wala namang sariling base si n. So ang gagawin, multiply lang siya dun sa m. Ito naman, ito yung tinatawag nating product power. So product power rule, if we have a times b raised to m, so pwede nating i-distribute yung exponent natin dun sa dalawang variable. So a raised to m, b raised to m. Then next we have, ito naman ang tawag natin dito ay quotient power rule. So dalawang pinag-divide tapos naka-raise sa exponent. So ganun din, pwede mo i-distribute yung exponent sa labas dun sa ating numerator and denominator. So equal lang siya kay a raised to m over, so ito edit lang natin ulit. Yan ay dapat e raised to m. Okay, yan. And then next, ito is yung radical natin. So dito siguro lampasan muna natin, di-discuss natin kasi yung kasunod na radical. Basta pag may nakita kayong exponent na fraction, so pwede nyo siyang i-represent as radicals. So yun lang yung sinasabi kay number 6. For the number 7, so ito naman yung ating tinatawag na negative exponent rule. Negative exponent rule. So kapag meron kayo nakitang negative na exponent, ang ibig sabihin lang nun, you need to take the reciprocal para mawala yung negative na exponent. So ito ay applicable din. For example, 1 over a raised to negative m. So nasa denominator siya. So reciprocal nyo magiging a raised to m. So basta merong negative na exponent, sabi nga natin, isipin nyo na lang nasa maling lugar siya. Imbis na nasa denominator, dapat nasa numerator. Or vice versa, imbis na nasa numerator, dapat nasa denominator. So to cancel yung negative sa exponent, kailangan mong i-reciprocal. And then last, we have the zero exponent rule. So for the zero exponent rule, ito ay any number or any variable raised to 0 equal siya kay 1. So ito actually related lang kasi siya kay quotient rule. So for example, si a raised to 0 kasi, pwede naman niyang say a raised to m divided by a raised to m. So sabi natin kapag pinag-divide, ipagsusubtract yung exponent. O di equal lang ito kay a raised to m minus m. So m minus m, 0. So ito ay equal to a raised to 0. So, yun yung ibig sabihin din ng zero exponent rule natin, no? Pero dito, take note na dapat si a is not equal to 0. Kasi 0 raised to 0 will be an error na. So, i-calculate yun siya, ang lalabas math error. So, that's our exponents. Now, for the radicals, so radical refers to the symbol that indicates a root. So, ito yung itsura niya. And it was first introduced in 1525 by Christoph Rudolph in his book Dikos. For in the expression na square root or root of a, n is called the index and a is the radicand, while yung symbol natin, yun yung radical. So dito, ito yung tinatawag nating radicand, yung nasa loob ng radical sign. Yung tawag naman natin dito sa maliit na number dyan is n. By the way, no, kapag nakakita kayo, for example, ito, ang ibig sabihin yan, supposed to be lagi yung merong n dapat dito. Pero kung wala nakalagay na n, that is to be understood na square root siya. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong 2 dito if ever na hindi siya nakalagay, no? So, kapag square root kasi, hindi na nilalagay yung 2. So, I hope malinaw yun. So, the square root of a number a, written as the square root of a is the number b such that b squared is equal to a. So, ang gagawin natin dito, for example, dito tayo kay square root of a equal to b. So, eto, if in-square natin both sides, so, syempre, si a, square root of a kasi, so actually, nasa next slide ata pa yun eh. Ito yung sinasabi niya. So, any radical in this form can be expressed in the form of fractional exponent. So, for this slide, let's say, eto si square root of a, pwede mo kasi yung isulat as, ang next. So, si square root of a, pwede mo siyang isulat, dito na lang siguro. So, si square root of a, pwede mo yung isulat as a raised to 1 over 2. So, yung 1 na to, yun yung exponent nung radicand natin sa loob. So, wala naman nakalagay, so 1. And then, yung 2 na to, yun yung index naman natin dyan. So, square root nga, hindi na nilalagay. So, that is 2. So, a raised to 1 half. Ibig sabihin, ito si square root of a equals to b kapag in-square natin both sides of the equation. Ito ay a raised to 1 half equal siya kay b. So, kapag in-square natin, so power rule lang, magiging a raised to 1 half times 2, adi, ito ay magiging a na lang. Ulitin natin, sabi natin, that is 1 half times 2 equal to b raised to 2. So, a raised to 1 half times 2. So, product magiging 1 na lang. Therefore, a is equal to b squared. So, yun yung sinasabi dito, no? For the cube root, ganun din siya. The cube root kasi, cube root of a, pwede natin itong i-represent. So, a, ano yung exponent niya sa loob ng radical sign? So, that's 1. Ano ang index? 3. Kasi cube root. So, si cube root of a, pwede siyang express as a raised to 1/3. So, kung ito ay equal daw kay b, once we cube this whole equation, so magiging a raised to 1/3 times 3 equal to b raised to 3. So, ito magka-cancel lang ulit. Thus, a is equal to b cubed. Then, ito yung sinasabi natin. So, lahat ng radical sign of this form, pwede mong represent as fractional exponent. So, yung radicand, exponent niya divided by yung index. Then, ito, meron tayong loss of radicals. Pero, following this rule, no, sabi, kung lahat naman daw ng radical pala ay pwede nating i-represent as fractional exponent, so once ma-convert mo into fractional exponent, edi, applicable na rin lahat ng loss of exponent natin. So, you don't need to memorize na itong mga to, no, kasi parehas lang din naman yan nandun sa loss of exponent natin. So, naka-radical nga lang dito, pero sabi nga, kapag ang radical pwede i-convert into an exponent, edi parehas na, applicable na lahat ng loss of exponents natin. Let's try to solve. So, itong mga problem na to, especially si number 1, actually kaya naman siyang i-calculator, no? Pero, for the sake of discussion, let's try to solve this without using calculator muna. So, 3 square root of 54 minus 2 square root of 24 minus square root of 96 plus 4 square root of 63. So dito, di ba kapag nag-square root tayo, for example, square root of 16. So this is 16 raised to 1 half or just equal to 4 or negative 4. Pero take na lang natin siguro si positive value. So square root of 16 is equal to 4. So as you can see, natatanggal yung radical sign natin, nare-reduce into a root. So wala nang matitirang exponent or radical dun sa ating 4. So mangyayari lang yan kapag saktong-sakto. Ibig sabihin is square yung nandun sa ating radicand. For this problem 1, si 54, meron ba siyang exact na square root? So alam ko wala naman, no? Ang mga square lang kasi natin, for example, 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, and so on. So, yan yung mga square numbers natin. No? Ibig sabihin, pag in-square mo tong mga to, pwede mo mahanap yung exact value. For example, 16 equal to 4 siya. Dito kasi 54, hindi naman yan perfect na square. So, hindi mo siya pwedeng erekta ang square root. Ang gagawin natin, isipan mo ngayon ng factor si 54 such that yung isa dun sa factor na yun, pwede mong square root. So, dito, may 3 sa labas. The square root of, so si 54, ano ba ang possible factors ni 54? Such that yung isa dun sa factor niya, dapat pwedeng square root. So, si 54, di ba, pwede mo kasi yung isulat as 9 times 6. Wherein, yung 9 na to, isa siya dun sa ating square numbers. So, pwede siyang i-square root. So, doing the same thing for 2 square root of 24. So, meron bang factor si 24? Tapos yung isa doon ay square. So, meron din naman, yan ay 4 times 6. Kasi 4 yung square niya. And then, ito naman, kasi 96. O, isipan nyo na lang, meron bang square root si 96 na sakto? So, wala rin. So, pero paano nyo i-express si 96? So, si 96 kasi, yan ay equal kay 16 times 6. And then, plus 4. Ito naman, si 63. Ang product ng 63 kasi limited lang din. So, obvious na that is 9 times 7. So, si 9 naman yung merong square. So, dito, kapag inilabas natin itong 9, for example, dito sa square root natin, so, syempre, ma-apply yung root, magiging 9 raised to 1 half siya or 3 na lang. So, once nilabas natin yung 9, so, merong original na 3 sa labas, ilalabas mo si 9, magkakaroon ng 3 dito. So, matitira sa loob is square root ni 6. Then, minus 2, ilalabas mo si 4, square root mo siya. So, magkakaroon ng 2 dito. Sa loob, meron pa rin square root of 6. Same with this one, ilalabas si 16, magiging 4. May matitira sa loob, square root of 6. Then, plus 9, square root mo, lalabas 3, square root of 7. So, simplify lang natin, we have 9 square root of 6 minus 4 square root of 6 minus 4 square root of 6 plus 12 square root of 7. Now, para lang din siyang algebraic expression, you can combine similar terms. So, yung similar terms natin dito, syempre, parehas yung root niya. So, kung square root. And then, parehas din yung kanyang radicand, yung nasa loob ng radical sign natin. So, ibig sabihin, itong unang tatlong term natin ay like terms yung mga yan. Parehas naman silang square root of 6. Kapag pinag-combine natin, so 9 minus 4 minus 4, so meron matitirang 1 square root of 6 or just square root of 6. And then, eto, hindi naman na siya similar term. So, idadagdag na lang natin dito, 12 square root of 7. So, ito na ngayon yung ating answer for this problem. Okay? Next, we have the cube root of 54xy cube minus y. So, hindi to y cube, no? Etong 3 na nandyan ay index yan ng ating root. So, cube root ng 128x times y yan. So, with this naman, so kailangan mong hanapin yung mga cube number. So, si 54 ba, sorry, ay pwedeng i-cube root directly. So, hindi rin naman. Ang gagawin natin, same process, express mo si 54 as product of two factors wherein yung isang factor natin dapat pwede siyang i-cube root. So, yung mga cube number naman natin, say, 1 cube ay 1, 2 cube ay 8, 3 cube ay 27, 4 cube ay 64, 5 cube ay 125, and so on. So, yan yung mga cube natin. So, dito, si cube root of 54x, y cube, ang concern natin ay si 54. So, si 54, pwede naman natin isulat as 27 times 2 times x times y cube. So, cube root minus, so y cube root, so about si 128. So, syempre, hindi naman siya kasama dito. Ang kasama ay si 125. Si 128, kung isipan natin ang factor, eto, pwede natin isulat as 64 times 2x. So, 64 times 2x kasi si 64, nakukube siya directly. So, kung i-apply natin yung cube root dito kay 27 tapos dito kay y, so 27, paglabas niya ng cube root, yan ay 3 na lang. And then ito, y cube, paglabas mo ng cube root, so y raised to 3 over 3, y raised to 1 na lang siya. Ang matitira sa loob ay 2x. Then, minus y, cube root ng 64, that is 4. So, minus 4y, matitira sa loob, cube root of 2x. So, ito rin ay cube root of, cube root of 2x. So, parehas na, iusog ko lang ito. So, parehas na cube root of 2x. So, 3y cube root of 2x minus 4y cube root of 2x. So, similar terms naman. So, 3 minus 4 is negative 1 or negative y cube root of 2x. So, ito na yung ating answer for this problem. And then next, we have other examples pa. So, ito naman, 4 is equal to square root of x plus 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 and so on. So, naka-ellipsis, ibig sabihin, infinite number of terms pa yung kasunod. So, lahat nasa loob ng square root. So, sa problem na to, actually, it appears na intimidating lang, pero once na ma-realize natin ano yung tamang solution, so magiging madali na lang siya. So, dito, ang ating magiging solution, di ba sabi natin, kapag meron kang square root of A equal to B, so para mawala yung radical sign, kailangan mo yung erase ng 2. So, dito kasi square root naman yan, so i-erase mo ng 2. So, ito, magiging A equal to B squared. So, gagawin natin para makancel yung isang square root sa labas. So, yung buong ito, erase natin ng 2. And then, erase natin left side, magiging 4 squared. Dito naman, so, in-square mo yung naka-square root. So, makakancel itong outermost na radical sign natin. So, we have x plus x plus x plus x plus and so on. So, ganun pa rin naman siya. So, 4 squared is 16 equal to x plus square root of x plus square root of x plus square root of x and so on. So, naka-ellipsis pa rin. So, it appears na halos wala namang nangyari dun sa ating equation, no? Pero kung titignan natin, ito kasing original natin, 4 is equal to square root of x plus square root of x and so on. So, ito ay infinite terms yung kadugtong pa. So, ang nangyari, nag-cancel lang naman tayo ng iisang radical sign. Imagine, infinity minus 1. Still, considered as infinity. So, mangyari, etong part na ito ngayon, di ba, equal lang naman yan dito sa original. So, naka-ellipsis. So, binawasan mo lang ng isang x. Pero, infinity minus 1 still considered as infinity. Thus, ang solution natin, so 4 squared diba is 16 equal to x. Sabi natin, etong term na to, equal lang din naman yan dun sa original na 4. So, kung hinahanap mo si x, eto ay, so lipat si 4 sa kabila, magiging 16 minus 4, or that is 12. So, yan yung ating problem number 3. Next, we have problem number 4. Same with this, para makancel si square root, kailangan nating squared. So, ito ay c squared equal to 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 minus and so on. So, dito, na-cancel lang yung outermost na radical sign. Pero etong term na to is equal lang din dun sa original. So, ito lang din naman yan. Thus, we can replace it. So, c squared is equal to 1 minus c. So, arranging, ito ay c squared plus c minus 1 is equal to 0. So, ang hinahanap kasi dito is to calculate the value of a. So, ito, meron na tayong quadratic equation. So, you can use the quadratic formula or pwede kayong gumamit ng calculator technique. Siguro hindi na natin muna i-discuss yung mga yun kasi para yun sa mga next topic natin. Pero with this, if you want to find the value of exact c, or find the exact value of c, sorry. So, gamit lang kayo ng quadratic formula or other methods sa paghahanap ng root of a quadratic equation natin. Pero dito, leave muna natin to as ganito. So, that's our problem number